Not exactly at our 4:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the East Coast. So you have time to grab your pen, your paper, your snack, drink, whatever it is. So we're talking about for reading. So if you don't have that, get that out there, ebook or some type of a ebook or even a PDF that you might be able to find. You don't have any maybe like download online. Really get started in a few minutes, so really be happy probably so that you go through your So we're going to start at the top of 18 and we're going to move forward. We're going to have a little bit of discussion. We're going to stop. It's really honestly just a conversation between me and you. This is low key like book club. This is personal development. Get into it. Like, I feel like a lot of people. What about music? Can you hear that? Okay, cool. So I feel like honestly, you guys, as a human being on the planet, born with purpose, I feel like it's my job and many others that that I know we look to provide value to in some shape, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? That most people think value, oh, I want to provide value. Value is about a monetary. No, value is not just monetary. People can provide value in lives and touch one in more ways than just that. So my way is by basically coming and sharing every Sunday a personal development book, a book that is about or that will help growth or help spark growth, inspire growth. Something it's going to inspire, it's going to create, it's going to push you forward, it's going to help you level up. I mean, there are so many books out here, there are so many tools, there's so many groups, it's so many, I mean, just so many ways to do better. And if you're not searching for a way to do better, trust me, guys, you're not going to get better. So right now, 4 agreements, we're discussing chapter 1. And we're at the top of page 18. And I am going to go ahead and share my screen so that you guys can read along with me if you don't have this book for yourself. So, let me see the setup. All right. So, and don't mind that over there. I wanted to do it a little different. How about this one? Yeah. All right, I like that one. So, top of page 18. Let me go ahead and move that out of the way. How many times do we pay for one mistake? I don't know who's ever like, have you ever really thought about how many times you pay for a mistake, right? Like, let's really think about it. How many times as a child growing up, how many times as an adult have you made a decision? Have you made a decision? Have you made a choice? Have you taken some action and it didn't really come off as a positive one? It was a mistake. You made a mistake, right? And whoever it was that was a part or anybody that was really affected by that mistake that you made, they don't let you forget it. It's like you're paying for that mistake for life, right? Have you ever felt like that? Like, forgive me, guys, and I'm texting just a few people just to let them know that I'm on. Because I remember they were like, hey, let me know that you're on, and I'll pop in, and I'm all about that. You never know. You never know who you're gonna affect. So if you wake up every single day with the understanding and the goal to just affect one person, you guys, you'll be so surprised how life really turns out for you. So I'm just letting a few folks know right now. Give me just a second. Be patient with me, guys. I love y'all for being so patient with me. All right. I don't know what that's about. All right. So what I was saying was, I'm reading the book now, so you guys can see my screen. Perhaps I should switch this up too. This will be a good idea. Let me put this over here. Pull this over here. That makes it easier for me to look at the camera and not get confused because I have a dual screen set up, y'all. So I have a habit of pretty much using my right hands. I'm right hand dominant, so usually everything goes to the right side. Let me focus though. So back to reading. Let me know if you can't see. Let me know if anything is being blocked off. There's going to be a few things that'll pop up during the episode, and feel free. I'm gonna let you know right now. You can definitely comment on Facebook, but if you're on Instagram, I'm not going to be able to see a comment. I don't believe it works like that. Cool. Why is that staying offline? I was about to say, hold up. All right, so it's gonna be a few things to pop up. If you need to say anything, especially if you're on IG, if you have my number, text me. I'll definitely. I'm looking at it. If you have if you DM me, fine. Either way, I'm gonna see it. So it's all cool. So we can definitely get this going. So starting at the time, I want to start over. Is how many times do we pay for one mistake? The answer is thousands of times, y'all. The human is the only animal on earth that pays 1,000 times for the same mistake. The rest of the animals pay once for every mistake that they make, but not us. We have a powerful memory. We make a mistake, we judge ourselves, we find ourselves guilty, we punish ourselves. If justice exists, then that was enough. We don't need to do it again. But every time we remember, we judge ourselves again, we are guilty again, we punish ourselves again and again and again. If we have a wife or a husband, he or she also reminds us of that mistake. So we can judge ourselves again, punish ourselves again, and find ourselves guilty again. Is this fair? That's a real question. And I really want you guys to think about that. Let's think about how life is going for you. There are some people right now that are possibly in relationships that you might have messed up. You might have did something that just really wasn't cool by the other person. You might have said something that hurt their feelings, or they might have said something that hurt yours. And every chance you get, you're constantly reminding them of their mess up. Every time they quote unquote hurt you, or every time you chose to feel hurt by what they said, what they did in that moment in time, you keep replaying that for them. You keep pointing them to that direction. That's harsh, yo. So think about, is that really fair? If you made a mistake, how much do you really want to be reminded when you messed up and how you messed up, right? How many times do we make our spouse or our children or our parents pay for the same mistake? Every time we remember the mistake, we blame them again and send them all the emotional poison we feel at the injustice, and then we make them pay for the same mistake. Is that justice? The judge in the mind is wrong because the belief system, the book of law, is wrong. The whole dream is based on false law. 95% of the beliefs we have stored in our minds are nothing but lies, and we suffer because we believe all of them. Talking, man. We believe all these lies. Oh, I didn't realize I had these on. Hold up. How does that? Sorry, y'all. I want to cut off these notifications. It's low-key annoying, so I got to see if I have. I'll catch it in this go around. But anywho, so we suffer because we believe all these lies. In the dream of the planet, is it normal for humans to suffer, to live in fear, and to create emotional dreams? The outside dream is not a pleasant dream. Think about it. The outside dream, what you see, physical eyes, every day, wake up, you can touch, it's tangible, right? You see it. The outside dream is not pleasant. For a lot of people, it's not pleasant. It is a dream of violence, a dream of fear, a dream of war, a dream of injustice. The personal dream of humans will vary, but globally, it is mostly a nightmare. Let's think about this. Let's really talk about it. Let's really take a step back and think about where we are right now in time. For those that watch TV, I'm not a big fan of TV. So for those that watch television, if you are, one of those people that like to watch the news, one of those people that, that you're into that type of thing, every time you click on the news, it's always about coronavirus. Someone died. Something happened over here in this country. Something happened over there down the street. Like, you're constantly being 24/7 barraged with fear, fear, scarcity, lack. You're mentally and spiritually being barraged by this all the time, and you continue to stay tuned in, and you wonder, why do I feel so afraid? Where did this paranoia come from? Why am I why do I feel like I just don't have enough? Think about what you're seeing. And then ask yourself that question again. You're tuned in. You're making the mental choice to subscribe to lack, to subscribe to fear, to subscribe to that type of stuff. I don't know whether you guys realize or not, but every time you look around, we're fighting. We're in the fight against. So what do you think the universe is going to line up for us, bro? Like, what do you think the universe is really going to give us? What do you think God is going to give us if that's what we're constantly doing? Fighting. What are we fighting for? I'm not in a fight with anything. I go with the flow. There's no resistance on my behalf. So when you resist, the problem persists. You have to learn how to flow through things and grow through things. So moving on, if we look at human society, we see a place so difficult to live in because it is ruled by fear. Throughout the world, we see human suffering, anger, revenge, addictions, violence in the streets, and tremendous injustice. And we definitely, as a lot of people, our culture and many other cultures around the world have definitely seen some tremendous injustice. So we know that he ain't lying. It may exist at different levels in different countries and the world, but fear is controlling the outside dream. Fear is controlling the outside dream. Your eyes, the outside stuff, the tangible stuff, the stuff that you touch, your present circumstance right now, that situation on the outside. If you're living from the outside in, fear is controlling the outside dream. Right? So if we compare the dream of human society with the description of hell that religions all around the world have promulgated, we find they're exactly the same. Religions say that hell is a place of punishment, a place of fear, pain, and suffering, a place where the fire burns you. Fire is generated by emotions that come from fear. Whenever we feel the emotions of anger, jealousy, envy, or hate, we experience a fire burning within us. We are living in a dream of hell. I don't know if y'all experience this, but your body does definitely have a physical response to unseen emotion. So if you are angry, and you like somebody just says something that you just ticked you off, you start to feel hot, right? You start to get, just these really uncomfortable emotions, like you can't sit still, it low-key incites rage for some people. It makes you feel like you feel that animal coming out. You want to fight. I call I said it challenges or it triggers your monkey brain. That primate that we all have within, right? And you feel it, and a lot of people don't know how to control that, y'all. So at that moment in time when you choose to respond, well, you're really not choosing to respond at that time. It's more so you're triggered by it, meaning that, when you're triggered, you're pretty much at that point in time experiencing hell right then and there. You ain't got to wait to get to hell if you're going. For most people, you be like, I don't want to go to hell. So don't worry about it. My baby wants to play roar games. So think about it, y'all. Like, let's really put our thinking hats on. I pulled a teacher card. Let's put our thinking hats on and let's really understand. Like, let's put ourselves in a different place. Allow yourself to really open your mind, open your heart, and open your eye to really understand what's being said. Like, let's not take the words so literal. It's more so it's being said in a sense to make you really feel what's going on, really feel what's being said. So if you consider hell as a state of mind, then hell is all around us. Others may warn us that if we don't do what they say we should do, we will go to hell. Bad news. We're already in hell, including the people that tell us that. No human can condemn another to hell because we already there. Others can put us in a deeper hell, true, but only if we allow it to happen, meaning that you have to accept that. As if that's what they tell you, you have to mentally accept that first for you even to go there. You have to accept the emotion. You feel it, but it's like, no, it's not what I want to feel. I want to choose. You always have the option, the ability at any point in time, in any situation, to stop and really choose your outcome. Like, think about those video games that we play where we can like choose which way we want the main characters to go. Just like that. All right, so what did I leave off? All right, so every human has his or her own personal dream. And just like the society dream, it is often ruled by fear. We learn to dream hell in our own life, in our own personal dream. The same fears manifest in different ways for each person, of course, but we experience anger, jealousy, hate, envy, and other negative emotions. Our personal dreams can also become an ongoing nightmare where we suffer and live in a state of fear, but we don't know how to. We don't need to dream a nightmare, you guys. It is very possible to enjoy a pleasant dream. Move my mouse. So if you're just popping on, guys, I am currently reading and going over the Four Agreements. We're going over the Four Agreements by author Miguel Ruiz. You guys, I'm just gonna flash that there really quick. And now we're gonna go forward. Right now we're talking about the dream. We're talking about the idea, the concept, the theory, the theological theory of hell, heaven, mental, whether it's a mental space or if it's a physical place, or what have you. But at the end of the day, I mean, Don Miguel ain't lying. I mean, hell is where you mentally are. If you're a person, you get up every single day and you're just constantly experiencing these negative vibes, these negative feelings, these, you just can't get through the day without misery knocking at the door trying to see if you want to kick it or not. Like, you got to think about it. Am I in hell? Am I creating this hell for myself? What am I doing? What if I decide to just change my mind? What if I just decide to change my actions? What if I choose to be happy? What if I choose to be in heaven right now? All right, so moving forward, all of humanity is searching for truth, justice, and beauty. We are on forgive me, y'all. We are on an eternal search for the truth because we only believe in the lies we have stored in our mind. Now, I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. A lot of people not in search for the truth. Most people just here, and you can tell. Like, you have people that low key just refuses to break out of they don't even want to know. And then there are some of us that found out that actually know, and then be like, damn, I wish I had never found that out. Whoa. So at that point, once you find out, you can't go back. So it's a two-edged sword. For those that like ignorance is bliss, sometimes it is. Like, sometimes it's like, man, it's best not to know than it is to know. But then when you start to realize that your growth is stunted because of your lack of knowledge, and you find out, you be like, oh my God. Why? Right? So all of humanity is on a search for truth, justice, and beauty. We are on an eternal search for the truth because we only believe in the lies that we have stored in our minds. And the reason that is a true thing is because what you say to yourself, what you believe, whether you're wrong or right about what you said to yourself, you're going to believe it. So if you say to yourself, I'm beautiful, I'm handsome, I'm a happy person, I love my life loves me, I don't have money problems, money loves me, money follows me everywhere. What you say, you believe. So if you look in the mirror and be like, oh, I can't stand my skin, oh my God, it's so ugly, your body's going to think, I'm ugly. You're going to believe that. You're going to find yourself getting triggered by that type of stuff. So moving forward, we are searching for justice because in the belief system there is no justice. We search for beauty because it doesn't matter how beautiful a person is. We don't believe that person has beauty, which is exactly why we have so many people that just can't accept a compliment. As a woman, when you dress up, you look nice, you got your makeup on, you got your hair done, nails did, you feeling good, you feeling yourself. You step outside, go to the store, you're walking, wherever you decide to go, and a man will stop and say, oh my God, you're so beautiful. I love your outfit. Oh man, I love your hair. That's a really good look for you. That's a great job. For some reason, a person that believes, and a person that truly believes that they're beautiful will say, "Oh man, thank you so much. I really appreciate that you noticed that about me. You look great as well." You can take that compliment, take it, process it, and give it back. But somebody that don't really believe they're beautiful, you already know what I'm about to say. For some reason, people don't believe that people can really be nice, or somebody can see something about you and really call out that quality about yourself, but you don't believe it, so therefore they're lying. Oh, he just wants something. Oh, she just wants something. The only reason she really want to talk to me, or the only reason that she even complimented my cut was because she think I got. You know how your mind just go there? It don't be nothing that serious to even take you there. You just, your mind just, and the next day you just gone, right? So think about that. Keep that in mind, and definitely write this stuff down. Write it down, and don't just write it down and keep it in a book. Write it down and go back to it. Reflect on it once a week, maybe, just to keep it fresh in your mind. Because trust me, these books are gonna you're gonna find yourself building your own library like me. That's what I really want to do. It's gonna be fun. It's a project that I'm working on, so we'll see how that goes by the end of next year. So we keep searching and searching when everything is already within us. Ooh, J.O., where you at? Justin Owens, he wasn't lying when he said you searching for all this stuff, but you got to realize that you are the missing piece. High five, J.O., I appreciate that, because it took me a minute to realize that too. That helped me grow a lot when I heard that. There's no truth to find. Whenever we turn our heads, all we see is truth. But with the agreements and beliefs we have stored in our minds, we have no eyes for the truth. Oh, that's deep. That's deep. With the agreements and the beliefs we have already stored in our minds, you guys, we have no eyes for the truth. Meaning that what you were taught, you're cool with. What you saw when you grow up, you're cool with. The way you are as a person right now, you're cool with. You feel like there's no need for you to challenge the way you think or the way you see yourself right now. So the agreements that you made with your past are still valid today. Well, I made some new agreements, so I don't know about y'all. I would love to hear by the end of this book that you guys made some new agreements with yourself now, moving forward. Because the past at the end of this book ain't even going. Who you were ain't gonna have nothing to do with who you are and who you're gonna become. So moving forward, all right. So it says we don't see the truth because we are blind. What blinds us all are those false beliefs that we have in our mind. We have the need to be right and to make others wrong. We trust what we believe, and our beliefs set us up for suffering. It is as if we live in the middle of a fog that doesn't let us see any further than our own nose. Can't see the forest for the trees. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. I didn't realize it was ringing, so. All right, so we live in a fog that is not even real. The fog is a dream, your personal dream of life. What you believe, all the concepts you have about what you are, all the agreements you've made with others, with yourself, and even with God. Woo! Don Miguel, I didn't know we got that deep. I read this book 1,000 times, y'all, and I didn't remember. Like, I think it's different when you do this out loud. It's one thing to read a book silently to yourself, and when you read it out loud, you hear it, and it starts to really, the process is different. So, your whole mind is a fog with the Toltec, which the Toltec called amitote. Now, and I told you guys gonna get a little Aztec-y, it's gonna get a little, Mayanish kind of, Native Americanish, you know what I'm saying? Like this is that mind, that's the spiritual level that they're on. And it makes a lot of sense to me. It says that your mind is a dream where 1,000 people talk at the same time and nobody understands each other. Oh, do I understand this part? This is the condition of the human mind, aka the human condition. A big mitote, and with that big mitote, you cannot see what you really are. In India, they call the mitote Maya, which means an illusion. So we're talking about religions now. We got different thoughts, we got different thought streams on the planet. And when you start to understand the way that other people see the world and the way that other people think, you'll start to figure out and start to understand and think and see yourself. I love it. Like I absolutely love it, because we're supposed to see each other. We're supposed to see one another. We're supposed to be able to see, I'm supposed to be able to see you and me. You're supposed to be able to see yourself, me and you, right? We're supposed to be able to, God like God. So where was I? Right. It is the personality's notions of I am. Everything you believe about yourself and the world, all the concepts and the programming you have in your mind are all the mitote. We cannot see who we truly are. We cannot see that we are not free. That is why humans resist life, fight. And I just said that. That's why we resist life. To be alive is the biggest fear humans have. Death is not the biggest fear we have. Our biggest fear is taking the risk to be alive. The risk to be alive and express what we really are. Just being ourselves is the biggest fear of humans. We have learned to live our lives trying to satisfy other people's demands. We've lived our lives trying to satisfy other people's demands. So you're basically living your life based off of what you think other people think about you. How, Sway? How? And I can't even fake the funk. Yo, I did that for a long time. I did. I'm not even gonna lie. I did that for so long. And I was just one of the most unhappiest people, because I just didn't feel like I was myself. I felt like I was not genuine. I did not feel authentic. I felt like I was playing a part that someone had gave me, and I didn't even audition for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you've ever felt like that, but people have an idea of who they think you are, and they will impress that idea upon you, and you start to act like what they tell you they think you are, instead of just saying, no, that's not me. I mean, I know what you thought, but that's not who I am. I'm not quiet. I'm not meek. I'm not a pushover. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? If that's what you're not, say that. So moving forward, before I go off on a tangent, we have learned to live by other people's points of view because of the fear of not being accepted and of not being good enough for someone else. There is not a person out here that's going to lie to me and tell me that they have never felt like that. At some point in time, some you felt like I'm just not good enough. Like, just what is about me? You gotta stop doing that to yourself, man. Stop it. So during the process of domestication, we form an image of what perfection is in order to try to be good enough. We create an image of how we should be in order to be accepted by everybody. We especially try to please the ones who love us, like mom, dad, big brothers and sisters, the priest and the teacher. Trying to be good enough for them, we create an image of perfection, but we don't fit the image that we created. We create this image, but this image is not real. We are never going to be perfect from this point of view. Like, never. So if you're a person out there that keep trying to make yourself into whoever and whatever you think that this person is going to like, stop it, because you're doing yourself a humongous disservice. You're stifling yourself, your growth, your spiritual growth, your mental growth, and everything else that plays a part. Your whole life stops growing when you stop being who you're supposed to be, the way nature intended for you to be. However that is, whoever that is, that's up to you to figure out who you're supposed to be, who you want to be, who you think your authentic true self is. I'll say it 1,000 times. I'll say it 1,001. We are not this meat suit that we run around in every single day, y'all. We're a big, giant ball of energy and spirit. We're light. We're supposed to be light to one another. So if you're being anything other than light, you're not being who you should be. You're not being your true, authentic self. So, not being perfect, we reject ourselves. That fear of rejection, y'all, came from you, nobody else. You rejected yourself, therefore the world rejected you. Come on, y'all. Like, and the level of rejection depends upon how effective the adults were in breaking our integrity. That sucks because it started with our parents. It started with the people that brought us up. They installed some things. They said some things. We were exposed to some things as small ones, children, blank slates, and they made marks on our mental canvas, and now we think that that's the frame we're supposed to fit. Wow. Okay, so after domestication, it is no longer about being good enough for anybody else. We are not good enough for ourselves because we don't fit with our own image of perfection. We cannot forgive ourselves for not being what we wish to be, or rather what we believe we should be. We cannot forgive ourselves for not being perfect. We know we are not what we believe we are supposed to be, and so we feel frustrated, false, and dishonest. We try to hide ourselves. We pretend to be what we are not. The result is that we feel unauthentic. We wear social masks to keep others from noticing this. Now, keep in mind, if you get around the wrong person, you can never hide who you really are because they're going to see straight through it anyways. So, know that part. Excuse me, ma'am. Where was I? I lost my place. Okay, so the result is that we feel unauthentic and we wear social masks to keep others from noticing this. We are so afraid that somebody else will notice that we are not what we pretend to be. And to make it worse, y'all, we judge others according to our image of perfection as well. And they naturally fall short of our expectation. Women do it a lot. Yeah, I'm calling out women because we do it a lot. Dudes don't really do it like that. Not the last time I checked, they don't. But women, we do it a lot. Like, you know, we like to tell ourselves that, well, we do this because we want to, I want to look good for myself. And that's cool. That's cool. But you'll be looking good. And then you will see another sister that looks just as good. She bomb, hair bomb, makeup laid, all that. Yet and still you can find an imperfection of her hair cute, but her makeup ain't all that. I know some chicks don't say that. I know you don't say that. Don't hide. Don't lie to yourself right now. This is about being honest and authentic. Just truth is fine. Transparent. Oh, I like her outfit, but her shoes. It's always that but. Where she think she going with her hair off? Her hair, look at her hair. Come on now. I know you don't did it. I've done it. So I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding. No shape, no form. Like, I've done it. Because at that point in time when I did, I was not 100%. I wasn't confident in myself. I wasn't happy with where I was, who I was. And you find yourself casting your idea of what you think perfection should be or how it should look. Certain body type, a certain way that your hips should look, the way that your body, we call it getting snatched. And it's fine it's one thing to be fit, but it's another thing to be just something else. You got to be careful with that. Everything that we need, we should have naturally. Everything that we need, we were born with naturally. So with that, keeping that type of stuff in mind, you got to really be careful what you ask for, because sometimes stuff can just kind of go a little bit far and you find yourself in a whole other spot that you never intended to be in, right? So moving forward, we dishonor ourselves just to please other people. We even do harm to our physical bodies just to be accepted by other people. You see teenagers taking drugs just to avoid being rejected by other teenagers. Peer pressure. They're not aware that the problem is that they don't accept themselves. They reject themselves because they are not what they pretend to be. They wish to be a certain way, but they are not. And for this, they carry shame and guilt. Humans punish themselves endlessly for not being what they believe they should be. They become very self-abusive and use other people to abuse themselves as well. I'm going to keep going. We at the page 22. We're at page 22 of the 4 Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. If you're just happening to tune in or you scrolling past, wondering what I'm talking about, I'm currently going over the 4 Agreements right now by Mr. Miguel Ruiz. This is a good book, a book that has definitely changed. I had a lot to do with my mindset over the past year. I was already on the growth mindset before, but it really started to get me. It really started to happen for me, starting probably about like September, October of 2020, when I found pretty much my new family, my new community. So if you ain't got a community of people that's lifting you up, that's talking positivity to you, speaking life into you all the time, supportive, real, authentic love, you need to find you a group of those people. Find those people, because they're definitely out here. All right. So starting back at the top, but nobody abuses us more than we abuse ourselves, and it is the judge, the victim, and the belief system that make us do this. True, we find people who say their husband or wife or mother or father abused them, but you know that we abuse ourselves much more than that. The way we judge ourselves is the worst judge that ever existed. If we make a mistake in front of people, we try to deny the mistake and cover it up. But as soon as we are alone, the judge becomes so strong, the guilt is so strong, and we feel so stupid or so bad or so unworthy. In your whole life, nobody has ever abused you more than you have abused yourself. He ain't lying about that either. Wow, this book is really get kind of deep. So, what was I doing? What was that? All right. So, in your whole life, nobody has ever abused you more than you have abused yourself. And the limit of your self-abuse is exactly the limit that you will tolerate from someone else. If someone abuses you a little more than you abuse yourself, you probably will walk away from that person. But if someone abuses you a little less than you abuse yourself, you will probably stay in a relationship and tolerate it endlessly. If you abuse yourself very badly, you can even tolerate someone who beats you up, humiliates you, and treats you like dirt. Why? Because in your belief system, you say, I deserve it. The person is doing me a favor by being with me. I'm not worthy of love and respect, and I'm not good enough. We have the need to be accepted, to be loved by others, but we cannot accept and love ourselves. The more self-love we have, the less we will experience self-abuse, right? So think about that. Like this, I just really want you guys to think about that. Like what I just said, what we just went over. But yeah, let me just finish 4, and then we'll stop there. The more self-love we have, the less we will experience self-abuse. Self-abuse comes from self-rejection, and self-rejection comes from having an image of what it is or what it means to be perfect and never measuring up to that ideal. Our image of perfection is the reason we reject ourselves. It is why we do not accept ourselves the way we are, and why we don't accept why we don't accept others the way they are. All right, so stopping there. Right now, page 22. We got about, probably about 15 minutes left in this. Doing this. So we got a few more pages that we can get in. I feel like we can get a few more pages if I don't talk too much. So let's talk about it. It is easy for us to point out how other people have hurt us, but not as easy for us to point out how we've hurt ourselves. Like that takes some real thought, some real authentic, some real thinking. I won't say authentic, but some real thinking. It's easy for us to point and, make that accusation, or, stick somebody else with the blame of what they did to us. He said this to me. She said that he hurt my feelings. She cheated on me. She did. He did. They did. My mama said. My daddy said. I had this teacher that told me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we take those things and we internalize them, but we don't think about what part we might have played in it. The first of the where you went wrong in the situation, in every single situation, is that you even accepted it to begin with. You chose that. You chose that hurt. You chose that and say, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna you know, hey, this happened, but I'm not gonna internalize this, and I'm not gonna let it stick to me, and I'm not gonna allow it to dampen or to spoil my outlook on life. I'm not gonna allow this to kill my personal dream, my dream of how I see my life, this heaven that I'm in. I'm not gonna let it affect my bliss. But the thing about it, a lot of us don't know, or was never really taught to function in that space anyways. So it's natural for us. We're pretty much just responding. It's a natural response because we've never taken the time to really, like, you know, condition ourselves and train ourselves, teaching self-discipline to ourselves, self-control. We've never taken that time to really build that so that we can redirect our minds and redirect our responses in the event or in the situation when that type of stuff arises anyways, right? Think about the food that you eat on a daily basis. If you're a person that you eat unhealthy all the time because, you know, I don't know if you ever heard of an emotional eater, a person that will eat just all kinds of just not good things for their body. They put in, you know, it's like tremendous amounts of sugar, copious amounts of caffeine, a whole bunch of salt, just a whole bunch of unhealthy stuff, or they'll just eat until they just can't anymore because they're so sad or because they're so angry or because they're so whatever, and then they get humongous and they're just like, I'm fat because you did this to me. Whoa, time out. You chose that. Now, there are some health issues that will take you in a different direction, and sometimes in health, for health reasons, you can't help that. But if you choose to overload your system with a bunch of junk food and unhealthy items and unhealthy drinks and things of that nature, how do you get mad at someone else because you chose to put it in your mouth, to put it in your body? That's like, you know, how do you do that? If you chose to do it, you chose to do it. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that they played a part in the abuse. And it's hard. It really is. It's hard to really accept that somebody, I allowed this to happen. I let this happen to me, or I did this to myself. But it's only for a stronger mindset that I'm even able to speak it, because I know for me, in my own personal past, I allowed things to happen. I allowed certain things to go on with myself, right? I had weight issues in my past. I had, you know, self-image issues, things of that nature. Am I 100% rehabilitated and exonerated from that? No, because I still deal with it. It pops in and out of my mind sometimes. But I deal with it better. I'm able to redirect my mind. I won't even say the word cope, because the word, to me, coping means that the problem is still there. You're not really healing from it. You just letting it. It's just right there. You ain't really, you know. You just accept that it's gonna be there and that you don't need to do nothing else with it. You just gonna let it be. So I don't like to say the word cope, but learning how to do better. Okay, I'm upset. I'm feeling some type of way. I want to eat. But what I'm not going to do is go grab this donut. What I'm not going to do is go grab this Coke, this liter Coke, these 3 donuts, this burger, this fries. And there's nothing wrong with burgers. There's nothing wrong with fries. There's nothing wrong with donuts or Coke. You know, stuff in moderation, y'all. But using, you know, food to heal is not the way to go. Food to make you feel better is not the way to go, because what happens is your body starts to pick up the wrong signals, and then you start to gain or lose, or whatever the case is. There's so many different aspects you can come from with this specific situation, but just for example's purpose, that was what I came up with, right?
So we hurt ourselves by eating the wrong food. We hurt ourselves by watching the wrong stuff. We hurt ourselves by listening to the wrong things. We hurt ourselves by doing the wrong things to our bodies, to our spirits, and starving our minds of knowledge and information. And you know what I'm saying? Like we really do go in on our bodies. We don't show ourselves that we truly love them. If you really love yourself, you guys, you're gonna get up in the morning, you're gonna spoil your body, you're gonna give it a hot shower, you're gonna brush your teeth, you're gonna look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. You're gonna go in that kitchen, you're gonna fix yourself food that is nutritious to the body. You're gonna exercise your body and make sure you keep it as long as you can. That's what fitness, that's what exercise is for. To slow down the processes of life that's happening to your body all the way around anyways. You're gonna do good things for yourself. You're gonna give yourself good shush. You're gonna give yourself good things. You're gonna do good things for yourself all the time. And it's gonna always be, you're gonna always be thinking about, what did I do for myself spiritually today? What did I do for myself mentally today? What self-care did I do for myself physically today? Who am I giving to? What am I giving? What am I giving? Don't worry about what you necessarily receive it, because that part you don't have to worry about. Look, I know what I'm going to accept and what I'm not going to accept. So if you come with me telling me the wrong thing or saying the wrong thing, I'm not going to receive that. I'm going to reject you and say, no, that's not for me. Right? And then you're going to move forward with that. But write it down, by the way. Get up and make it your business every single day to ask yourself these questions. First of all, wake up in gratitude. Be happy and thankful that you even woke up to begin with. Thank the universe, thank God, Buddha, thank Krishna, thank, Lao Tzu, for whoever it is that you pray to, whatever religion, if you are a part of religion, if you're spiritual, just Ashe, the universe, ancestry, like whoever. Be in a space of gratitude, happy and grateful that you're even able to you got another 24 hours. You're able to breathe in deep. You're able to blink. You're able to function full body and mind. You might be a little achy. You might be whatever the case is, but I'm thankful for the pain that I'm able to even feel it. When you start being able to be grateful for the bad stuff, y'all, I'm telling you, being grateful for the good stuff will be just a cinch. But you got to be grateful for it all, because everything that happens to you happens for your good anyways. Love yourself. So I'm going to leave it there. So next week, you guys, I got 5 more minutes actually. And I really didn't want to get started into the next one. All right. So next week, you guys, we're gonna be doing the next part of chapter 1, which is prelude to a new dream. All right, we're still talking about the 4 agreements, so don't worry. When we're going to get up to the first agreement, it's definitely going to be next week. So when we do get into that, you'll be ready. You would have been primed. You're ready to get into the 4 agreements, and that first agreement is something else, right? So if you're on this live, if you're viewing this, if you just happen to scroll through or scroll past, you got a few seconds, you popped in, even if you're viewing this live as a replay, love yourself first. Stop abusing yourself and stop allowing other people to abuse you. Set some new mental standards for yourself. Set some new spiritual standards for yourself. Set some new physical standards for yourself, and go for it. Unsubscribe to the TV. Unsubscribe to the negativity. Unsubscribe to lack. Unsubscribe to just scarcity. Unsubscribe to doubt. Unsubscribe to I don't believe in myself, or I can't. Unsubscribe to all of that. Clear your mind. Get all that out of there. Empty your brain. If that means you got to get a piece of paper or a journal, write down all the negative things that you feel and think about yourself. Rip that piece of paper out and burn it. And say, here's to a new me. Here's to a new way of thinking. Here's to a new period. and choosing to experience heaven on earth instead of hell on earth, right? Start being more purposeful and intentional about the things that you allow to pass your gates, meaning your eyes, your ears, your senses. Your senses are your gates into your mind and your spirit. So if you're not intentional about what you let past security, it's going to be a chaos at the club. Y'all, like, I hope you really understand and hear what I'm saying to you. Like, it's not going to be what you thought it was. If you're a person right now, you're stalling about that idea or that dream or that thing that you've been thinking about doing, but you haven't been doing because you feel like you ain't got enough. You feel like you're not set up. You feel like you don't know anything. You might count yourself as dumb or you don't know nothing. Stop telling yourself that stuff. Stop it. You're lying to yourself. Pull yourself up. Look in the mirror. Realize who you are, whose you are, and go out there and do it. So with that being said, guys, I just really want to thank you all for popping in today. Like I said, next week we're going to be going into the prelude to a new dream. Still the 4 Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. And definitely, if you have not, please do subscribe to and follow me on Instagram. I'll be adding my YouTube information on and my Facebook as well over time, but most on my Instagram. So if you're not following me, follow me. I will definitely follow you back. If you have a business, feel free to let me know about it because I love to support my people. I love to support my fellow business men and women. And it's really all about love, guys. It's about love. It's about adding value, and I am looking to do that all the time. That's just what I'm here for. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys, your time, your attention, and your openness to even accept and read this information with me. Next week, we're going back into the 4 Agreements, and we're going to be starting Prelude to a New Dream. So if you haven't downloaded your copy and you haven't found your copy yet, make sure this is who you're looking for, and that's what you're looking for. So come back next week. I'll see you guys next Sunday, same time, same place, 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be back into another episode of DearSuccess Reads. I really appreciate you all. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Peace, people.